Hey everyone, welcome back to Mindful English. I'm Sarah, and I'm here with Liam.
Hey everyone, good to be here.
Liam, today we are solving a mystery that so many of our listeners have asked about.
A mystery? That sounds exciting for a Tuesday.
It is. We're talking about the secret code of the workplace. You know, all those idioms and phrases that native speakers use in meetings, but they never actually teach you in school.
Ah, the office speak. I know exactly what you mean. It can feel like a completely different language. You walk into a meeting, your English is solid, but suddenly people are talking about bandwidth and moving needles, and you just feel lost.
Exactly. And here's what we're doing today. We're walking through a typical workday, from the moment you sit at your desk to when you finally close your laptop. And we're giving you the exact phrases you need to sound confident and professional.
So, if you've ever felt like you're missing something in workplace conversations, or if you want to stop just nodding and start actually participating, this episode is for you.
We're breaking this into two parts because there's so much to cover. Today is part 1, morning routines, emails, and meetings. Part 2 will cover negotiations, feedback, and end-of-day wrap-ups.
Let's decode the secret language of work. Let's start with your morning. So, you arrive at your desk, you open your laptop, coffee in hand. What is the first thing you need to do?
Well, usually I need to get up to speed.
Get up to speed. That's a great one. It means finding out the latest information, right?
Right. I check my emails and Slack just to see what happened while I was sleeping or over the weekend. I need to get up to speed on any overnight updates before I can start working.
It's such a useful phrase because it shows you're proactive. You're not waiting for someone to tell you what happened. You're taking initiative. You might even say to your team, "I've been out of the office for 2 days. Can someone get me up to speed on the project?"
Exactly. It's positive and professional. And once you're up to speed, you might check your calendar. If you see a meeting with a colleague later, you might send them a quick message saying, "Hey, looking forward to touching base later."
We use touch base constantly, don't we? It's such a gentle phrase.
It really is. It just means to make contact or have a quick talk. It's not a big formal meeting. It's just a connection. Let's touch base about the presentation. I'll touch base with you tomorrow.
And the beauty of touch base is that it's friendly and casual, but still professional. You can use it with your boss, your colleague, or even a client.
It's one of those phrases that just makes you sound like you know what you're doing.
But Sarah, what if you are incredibly busy? What if you look at your to-do list and you realize you have 0 time for more meetings?
Then I would say, I don't have the bandwidth.
Bandwidth. That is probably the most useful word in the corporate world.
It really is. Instead of saying, I don't want to do it, or I'm too tired, you say, I don't have the bandwidth for that right now. It sounds professional. It makes it about your capacity, not your feelings.
It's brilliant because it's objective. You're not saying no rudely. You're saying, my resources are fully allocated right now. It's a respectful boundary.
And if your bandwidth is completely full, you might tell your team, I have a lot on my plate.
Or if it's really bad, you say, I am swamped.
I'm swamped. That's a vivid image. Like you are stuck in a swamp of work, drowning in tasks. And if your boss asks for one more thing, you can be honest and say, I'm stretched a bit thin right now.
Stretched thin. That's a warning sign. It means if you pull me any harder, I might snap. It's important to communicate that before you actually burn out.
And all 3 of these, I don't have the bandwidth, I'm swamped, and I'm stretched thin. They all say the same thing in different intensities. You can choose which one fits your situation.
So if someone asks you to join a committee and you're already overloaded, you can say, I'd love to, but I don't have the bandwidth right now. Clean, professional, done.
Okay, so the morning is over. Now we are in the conference room. The meeting begins. This is where people get nervous about speaking up.
Right. Let's say you have a new idea, but you aren't 100% sure about it. You don't want to present it as a final plan. You can say, can I just bounce some ideas off you?
Bounce ideas off someone. I love that visual. It's like ping pong. You aren't committed to the idea yet. You just want to see how it lands. It takes the pressure off.
Exactly. And when you give your opinion, instead of just saying, I think, you can say, here is my take on the situation.
My take. It sounds very confident. Here is my take on the quarterly numbers. It implies you have analyzed it and you have a perspective worth hearing.
But what if you disagree with the group? Or what if everyone is agreeing too quickly and you want to test the plan before moving forward?
Then you play a character. You say, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second.
Oh, that is a classic meeting strategy. Play devil's advocate. It means you are arguing the opposite side just to make sure the argument is strong. It's not being difficult, it's being thorough.
It gives you permission to disagree without seeming negative. You're saying, I'm on your side, but let me challenge this idea to make it better.
And hopefully, after all that discussion, the team will finally align on a decision.
To align on something. That just means we all agree and we are moving in the same direction. I think we're aligned on the strategy now. Let's make sure everyone is aligned before we present to the board.
It's such a smooth, professional way to say, we agree. Much better than saying, so, we all think the same thing, right?
Definitely. Are we aligned? Sounds so much more polished.
But Sarah, what happens if we can't agree? Or if we run out of time in the meeting?
Then you have to table it.
Table it. That sounds funny if you visualize it.
It does, but it just means to postpone the discussion. Let's table this topic until next week when we have more data. And then you promise to circle back later.
Circle back. That is the corporate way of saying we will return to this. I'll circle back to you on that pricing issue tomorrow. Or let me circle back with the team and get their input.
Sometimes, though, you can't circle back because nothing is decided yet. The whole plan is still up in the air.
Up in the air, meaning uncertain or undecided. The holiday schedule is still up in the air. The merger is up in the air right now. That's a very useful phrase when you simply don't have the answer yet.
And when things are up in the air, people start to worry. So you need to reassure them that you're working on it. You might say, we're still ironing out the details.
To iron out, like smoothing a wrinkled shirt. We need to iron out the bugs in this software. We're ironing out some contract issues, but we should be good to go by Friday.
It's such a visual phrase, and it implies that the problems are small and fixable, just wrinkles that need smoothing.
Now, let's talk about communication flow. If you're starting a project, you want to keep people informed. You might tell a colleague, I'll give you a heads up when it's done.
Give you a heads up. It's basically a friendly warning or notification. Just a heads up, the meeting time changed. Heads up, the client wants to move the deadline up by a week.
It's informal but professional. And if someone is missing from the email chain, you need to loop them in.
Please loop Sarah in on this email. It means add her to the conversation. And we want to keep everyone in the loop so nobody feels excluded or surprised.
Keep me in the loop is something you'll hear constantly. It's basically saying, I want to stay informed about this.
And if you're the one managing information, you can say, I'll make sure to keep you in the loop as things develop.
Perfect. So now we've covered the morning routine, managing workload, participating in meetings, and keeping communication flowing. That's a full morning's work right there.
It really is. And we're going to pause here for part 1. In part 2, we'll cover the afternoon, negotiations, giving feedback, dealing with challenges, and wrapping up your day.
But before we go to the review, let me just say, you don't have to memorize all of these at once. Just pick 2 or 3 that feel most relevant to your job and start listening for them.
Exactly. Once you hear them in the wild, you'll start to understand the context, and then using them yourself becomes natural. We covered a lot of ground, but there were some phrases that I think are absolute pillars of office communication. Let's go through the top ones.
First one has to be get up to speed.
It's so useful. You can use it anywhere. I've been on vacation. Can you get me up to speed? I need to get up to speed on this client before the call. It shows you are eager and ready to work.
Second one is definitely bandwidth.
That is the polite professional's best friend. Instead of saying no, you say, I don't have the bandwidth. It protects your time without making you look lazy or uncommitted.
Third, Touch base.
It's the easiest way to start a conversation. Let's touch base. I'll touch base with you next week. It's friendly, it's casual, and it gets the job done.
Fourth, loop in and keep in the loop.
I'll loop you in. Keep me in the loop. It prevents so many misunderstandings. It makes you a better team player because you are actively sharing information.
Fifth, bounce ideas off.
This one makes you sound collaborative and open-minded. Can I bounce some ideas off you? It's perfect for when you want feedback without commitment.
Sixth, align on.
Are we aligned? Let's align on the timeline. It's the professional way to confirm agreement.
Seventh, table it and circle back.
These are your escape routes when a conversation is going nowhere or you need more time. Let's table this for now and circle back next week.
And finally, up in the air and iron out.
Perfect for managing expectations. Things are still up in the air, but we're ironing out the details.
So that's 8 essential phrases from part 1. And honestly, if you can use just half of these comfortably, you'll already sound way more natural in English workplace conversations.
And if you want even more workplace phrases, we didn't have time to cover everything today. Check the pinned comment below. We've put together a bonus list with examples and context for each one.
Also, we've done other episodes about professional communication, giving feedback, and handling difficult conversations at work. Those pair really well with what we talked about today.
Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into office vocabulary. We hope this helps you feel a little more confident the next time you walk into a meeting.
And here's a challenge. Tomorrow, pick just one phrase from today. Maybe you need to tell someone you don't have the bandwidth. Maybe you need to loop someone in on an email. Just use one.
Then come back and tell us in the comments which one you tried. Did it feel natural? Did people respond differently? We genuinely want to know.
And if you have a colleague or a friend who's also navigating work in English, share this episode with them. These phrases are seriously game-changing.
Because once you crack the code, work meetings become so much less stressful.
You're doing great. Just by listening to this, you are getting up to speed on your professional English skills.
We'll see you in part 2, where we cover the afternoon, negotiations, wrapping up projects, and finally calling it a day.
Until then, keep showing up and keep learning.
Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Right on schedule. All aboard. Off you go.